Hello everyone and welcome to the course How to Become a Professional Quantity Surveyor in UAE. Here in this course we are going to learn step by step how to finalize the whole BOQ, starting from the preliminaries and ending with every single item in the BOQ, to the external work, to the finishing, to the substructure, superstructure, wooden, remainery, and all these items we are gonna to learn here. So what's the difference in this course? The difference is that you are gonna to learn from the first step to the final step, starting from receiving this document from consultant and ending by submitting the whole tender and the whole bid for the consultant to win the tender. Okay, so complete with me this course from the start to the end, and you will be a professional quantity surveyor able to work in UAE and the Gulf country in general. Okay, so let's start the course. So guys, the first step when you are going to work on a bid or a tender, that you receive the documents from the consultant, which is prepared for the owner of the building. So what document you receive from the consultant? There's three main documents you receive. First of all, you will receive the bill of quantities, the BOQ, which is formulated in PDF format. Okay, this is the first document you will receive. As you can see, they will send this to you, and it is prepared in PDF format, and it has the full items but without the quantities. We will explain everything regarding the BOQ after this, but let's complete the document needed to finish the project. So the second document you will receive is the tender specification, which is architectural and civil specification needed for the project. What is the tender specification? The tender specification is usually about everything related to the items. You will find a special specification for concrete work, the masonry work, metal work. And you're gonna ask, what's the importance of the specification? It's very important because each item of these, it will be explained on the way it will be executed. So in different projects, you will find a different way of execution. Sometimes they ask, for example, for the thermal and moisture protection, sometimes they ask for a screed to protect the toilet. Some projects they don't ask for this. Sometimes they ask to extend the membrane up to like 40 cm. Some projects you will not find this. So this is the importance of specification. You have to read it very well, okay, to make sure that you are calculated very well. Okay, so we finalize the bill of quantity and then the tender specification, and the most important document is the drawings. So the drawings, usually you will receive the architectural, the structural drawing, mechanical drawing, and if you are lucky, you will receive the finished schedule. These drawings are very important, and we will calculate the quantities based on these drawings. But in this course, we convert the PDF drawing to AutoCAD drawing to calculate everything. In other courses, we will convert the PDF drawing to Plan Swift, and in another course, we will convert it or we will calculate it on the PDF itself. But the most common way to finalize the quantities here in UAE is using the AutoCAD. So we are going to learn how to convert this document to AutoCAD format and then calculate all the quantities from that AutoCAD format. Okay? Inshallah, in the next course we are going to learn about Plan Swift, how to calculate everything using Plan Swift, because it's very common here in UAE. Okay, so we finalize this. We have the drawing, architectural drawing for the finishes, structural drawing for the substructure, superstructure, and these things. So now let's take a look about the BOQ and what it looks like and what items does it have and how the way we are going to calculate the quantities and how we are gonna to put the prices and finalize the BOQ. So we have this BOQ, bill of quantity, BOQ. Okay, let's take a look about BOQ. So this is our BOQ. Let's start it from the beginning. Okay, as you can see, you will find the project name. Okay, and what does it exactly? It is commercial and residential building located in Dubai, Al Jeddah. Okay, so what you can see here, it's the proposed B and G and 3B and 8 and roof. Usually in UAE, that's what it looks like, the names of the project in Dubai. Okay, so what is this goes for? This is B, which is mean basement, G, which is mean the ground floor, 3B, which is mean the 3 podium, 8, which is mean 8 floor above the 3 podium, and R is the roof. Okay, what's the 3 podium? I'm gonna to show you. As you can see, this is the picture of the building. This is the ground floor. Down you will find the basement. And this is the 3 podium. 1, 2, 3. Podium is the place we put the cars on it, which is garage, same as garage, but is open a garage. Then you will find these 8 floors above it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the final floor here, it is the roof. Okay, so that's what exactly proposed BG3P 8R goes for. Okay, and then you will find some information about the client and the consultant. This is not important for our course. So let's continue with the BOQ to know exactly what does it contain. So you can find this volume index. Okay, as you can see, volume, 3 bills of quantity. What is the description and what does bills contain? First of all, preliminaries and general requirement. We will talk about it when we arrive at. Okay. Second, enabling work and site work. 3, substructural work. 4, superstructure work. 5, masonry work. 6, waterproofing and thermal insulation. 7, finishes, which is contain internal finishes and external finishes and metal work. 8 is joinery work, which is usually the wooden door. 9 is aluminium work. 10 is mechanical installation, which is contain a lot of branches, but we were not gonna talk about mechanical installation here and electrical installation. We are specialized in civil and architectural work only. What else? We will have external work and boundary wall. Then provisional cell. This is very important for our work, and that's what exactly the BOQ contain. Every BOQ here in UAE contain the same. You will not find another things. Usually this is the main bills that included in the bill of quantity here. Okay, so let's talk about each item now. Let's go. You will find also in some BOQs you arrived from consultants something called preambles. What is preambles? Usually this preambles is things or general rules you have to follow, or it explains what exactly you will find in the BOQ. So you have to read this well. If it's included in the BOQ, you have to read it well because it helps you a lot. You will find some details which helps in calculating the quantities and also which helps in calculating the rates. For example, let's say here for B, it says that the rate of each item must allow for complying on all respect with the requirement of the specification and drawing. This is related to the cost work, okay? How to find the price for each item. And requirement of local authority and must include for but are not limited to for the following. He is guide you how to find the cost, okay, and how to find an adequate price. So he's telling you that you must include it in your price the labor and all associated costs, okay, for the labor. Also for the material, goods, and all associated costs, fitting and fixing material, and provisional of plants, scaffolding, equipment, temporary work, protection of the work, establishment and overhead charge, and these things. For the prices or for the cost work, we have a special course, okay? You can contact the number under the YouTube video. You will find a WhatsApp number. There's a special course or a private course for the cost control work and how exactly you find the cost for each item. But now in this course we are going to talk about the quantity surveyor, okay? How to find the quantity and calculate an adequate quantity. In another course you will find how to calculate an adequate cost. Okay, so what else we will kind of find in the preliminaries? For example, this is a lump sum contract. This is an important information you have to know before calculating the quantities. Okay, what is lump sum contract? This is a special or a different things you have to learn. It's regarding the contracts in general. We have some lump sum contract, we have remeasure contract, there is cost plus contract, and it need a lot of explanation. So in other courses, we're going to talk about contract, or you can find a private course also. You can contact the number and the email located down to finalize the contract course if you are interested on contract course. Okay, so what else? The rates, but I will give you a brief about lump sum contract. Lump sum contract is usually it's a contract that has a fixed price. I mean, when you're calculating your quantities and bet your prices, this is your final price. It can't be changed. Whatever happened on the site, if the quantity increased, if the quantity decreased, that's not your problem. You have to stay fixed with the price you offer at the beginning. Okay? Sometimes the QS forget to calculate some items or doesn't include something. Okay? If he doesn't read the specification very well, he will find out after we start to execute the project that some items need to be included on the BOQ. For example, different kind of tiles, special kind of concrete, these things. But if you have a lump sum contract, you have to stay fixed with the price. That's the problem with the lump sum contract, that you have to be careful and to calculate everything related to the project before submitting your project. In the opposite of the remeasure contract is based on the bills, monthly bills, okay? In each month they submit bills of quantity and they take based on what they execute on the project, but not like the lump sum contract, okay? So the rates for each item must be comprehensive and must include for complying with the specification, drawing, and all obligation under the contract. Okay, this is the information here. You will find a lot of information here. We are not gonna to talk about it now. If you need more details, I will send you the BOQ. So just contact you on the email and I will send you to read it carefully. And any question, you can contact me on the email. Okay. You will find also on prelims there's something called method of measurement. This is the abbreviation. This is very important. If you are new to the quantity surveyor, this is very important because it gives you the steps for the measurement. He will learn you everything, not in details, but he will give you the general points regarding the measurement. You will find also abbreviation. This is important. Most of abbreviation we already know, but if you are new to QS, also you have to read it very well. So also abbreviation, shop drawings, discrepancy, fixed only items. This is very important because you might show fixed only items, so you're gonna ask what's the fixed only item. So this is explain everything, okay? And also general requirement. Okay, you have to read it well before starting the work. Site work, rates for drain fitting and all types of drain pipes, demolition, concrete work, what does exactly should be contained on the price and on the quantities. You have to read it very careful. Masonry. If you want me to explain this more, just contact for the private lesson. There is a lot of details included in the private lessons, more than the course, this course exactly. Thermal moisture protection, doors and windows. This is the main rules for QS. Roof and side cladding, everything. Mechanical engineer installation, electrical engineering installation, attendance, external work. It's very important to read provisional sum, but here in YouTube we don't want to make the course very long, because if you want to read this, we will need a long time. So we will explain it in private lessons. So guys, we will start our bill of quantity. So for bill number 1, it's preliminaries and general requirement, okay? So what does preliminaries and general requirement contains? It usually has the items required for the mobilization. So at the beginning of each project, we have the mobilization stage. What is mobilization stage? Mobilization is when we move our offices and consultant offices to the site to start preparation for the project, and we make temporary connection. We start to clean the site from everything not required to stay. We make the connection for water, for electricity. We put our offices and the consultant office and make everything connection for printer, for Wi-Fi, the paper, the cleaning issues, bathroom, toilets, also the labor place. What else? Everything that is related to prepare the site, okay? As well as it contains the shop drawing cost, it contains the work program cost, the overhead cost for the engineer, site engineers, the foreman, labors in general. No, labors is included on the QS prices or on the other items, but only for engineer and the foreman. That's what we call an overhead prices. For the management, if the contractor company has a separate office, they have to cover this office expensive. That's what is preliminary in general. So regarding the QS or the calculation, we don't have to make any calculation on the preliminaries. No, it's only a fixed price you put that it's needed to prepare your site and to prepare yourself to start the project in general. So here we don't find anything that need to be calculated. In general, it is only prices, fixed prices, usually put it by the price engineer or the cost control engineer on the company. Okay, so this is nothing related to the QS. It's not the QS work, it's the cost control work, or the one who is pricing or put the prices. But what does it contain? It contains so many items. Okay, you will find form of tender, form of agreement, condition of contract, specification, preambles, bills of quantity, provisional sum, performance bond, So for these, at the start, form of tender and all these, what we are talk about, usually it doesn't have a price because this already included on the project already. So we don't put any price for it. For performance bond, you have to put your price. Performance bond, it is as he explained, the contractor should allow for provision of the performance bond in accordance with the requirement of the contract. So performance bond, as we mentioned before, it's a bond you offer, okay, for the consultant or whatever it's who handle the work, okay, to make sure that you will provide a good performance of the work, okay. That's usually an accountant work or the management work. So it's not related to the QS. You can take this information from the accountant in general or from the HR on these things, okay? Also insurance, you can take it from the accountant department. Construction plant and tools, you will put the mobilization cost here. How much does it cost? Running cost, demobilization cost. All these costs, it's not related to the QS, it's related to the cost control engineer. So if you are interested on finalize the cost or know how to we calculate the cost, you can register on the private lesson, okay, which is it is for the cost. But here we are talking about the quantity. So building permit and statutory approval, yeah, that's also from the accountant side. Boundary demarcation certificate, this is can we take from the authorities and we have to pay. These things, all of these things, it's coming at the beginning of the program or the beginning of the building or the project. Okay, I can give you more detail of this in another courses, inshallah. Program and the progress of work, as you know here, usually we pay for a freelancer or for project management company to finalize the program on the progress of work. So we have to include the price of these things. Quality control, as also if we have a quality control engineer, we have to include his salaries. Quality control program also. Temporary work, this is related to the electricity and mechanical work, where we have to connect the electrical and the water for the toilet and the electrical for the offices. Temporary utilities, existing services, electrical power and lighting, water, temporary telephones and internet. It's clear, it's something we can take these prices also from the accountant or from the accountant department. Okay, temporary drainage, I can explain it more in another course, inshallah. This course is specialized on the QS, on the calculating the quantities, okay? So protection, clearing away rubbish, survey equipment and sitting out of work, traffic regulation. You have to include the traffic regulation in general if you get a traffic regulation or a traffic fee in the future. Test and samples of the concrete, test of the concrete. You have to include the prices here. In general, if the concrete of the block of the plaster, there is a lot of tests, in the project, so you have to include it. Progress photo, monthly report, okay, you have to include the price of the progress photo and monthly reports, because usually there is an engineer who make the monthly reports, and there is an engineer who or someone specialized for the progress photo. So these engineers have a salary, so you have to include this salary here. Generally, that's we finished. Yeah, as you can see, we finished everything. If anything not clear for you, just contact me. I will explain more. Survey equipment. A survey is you have to make a survey at the beginning of the project, so that has a price. You have to put it. Clearing away rubbish, as we said before, that we have to clean the site. Supervision and coordination of other work. This is for the foreman and the engineer. Safety, health, that's if we have a safety engineer, we have to put his salary. Protection, security, if you want to hire a security man, we have to put his salary. Site signboard. For site and signboard, you have to put a signboard at the beginning of the project. So this signboard has a price. You have to put it. Okay. Temporary hoarding. You know the temporary hoarding that we put around the project, and we protect the project and for the security issues and something like that. You have to put this price. Facilities to engineer and employer, as we said, that we have to put the salaries for the engineer. Site administration and security. Facilities for the contractor, as we said, it is the offices we provide for the contractor. Living quarters accommodation, this is accommodation for the labor. How much the price for the labor accommodation. Temporary firefighting service, you have to do this. It's from the regulation of our authorities of UAE. So you have to put a price. Fire hazards, temporary drainage, as we said before, it's for the water and electricity connection. You have to put, and all of these we talked about before. So that's it. That's what is preliminaries, and usually it's the same items for the whole project. You will not find another item. Usually it's the same. Maybe some consultant they add some items, but it's usually the same, and it's usually the same prices, okay, for the same size of project. I mean, if you have this 8 roof and ground, as we said, it's if you make a lot of projects and the same size, the preliminaries usually it's the same amount, unless it's located on different location, which is a complicated location. Sometimes there is a complicated location for the project, and this complicated location need a special requirement to enter the goods and enter the material to the site. So we have to pay more, like we have to put another price for the tower crane, for anything which can hold the things. So it depends on the project, but usually for the same size of project and the same location issues, it has the same price. Okay, so now we will talk in the next lesson about site work. Here we will calculate everything related to the piles and excavation, backfilling, everything related to these things, which is site work. We will calculate it and explain it in the next lesson. Okay, part 2. See you guys in the next lesson to start the real calculation. This was a summary of what is BOQ contains and how to start the work. So see you guys in the next lesson. Bye bye.